Hey everyone, Richard Robbins here. Well, the numbers are in for the Calgary Real Estate Board for the month of August. But before I get into those, what I want to do is I want to do a projected sales number for 2018 opposed to how many sales did you have in all of 2017. Okay, so let's have a look at this. If we look at 2017, the Calgary Real Estate Board reported you at 18,885 sales for the whole year. So we've done this year 11,590. Now if I take 11,590, and that's up to the end of August, and if I divide it by 8, which is 8 months from January to August, and figure out the monthly number of sales, and then multiply that back by 12 to give me sort of a projection out to the end of the year, it looks like we'll come in around 17,385. Now, I suspect it might be a little better than this actually because we're coming into September, October, November. Should be fairly decent months. But anyway, I thought you might find that interesting. I don't think we're going to be way off what we did last year. But let's have a look at this. So if we look at August 2017 to 2018, you can see last year in the month of August we did 15,000 or 1,500, wouldn't you love 15,000? 1,595 sales. And active listings were 6,619, which gives us 4.1 months of inventory. Then we did 1,490, which is down almost 7%. Our listings were up by 22% to over 8,100 and moved it to 5.4 months of inventory. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you understand that months of inventory, your supply and your demand is going to determine which direction your price is going, whether you're in a buyer's market, seller's market. Now, 4 to 6 months of inventory, that's sort of a balanced market. Anything below 4 is going to be a seller's market. Anything above 6, obviously, is going to be a buyer's market. So you can see here, generally, you were still in a decent, seller's market, moving right into the balanced area. But you can see right now you've fully moved into a balanced market. Now keep in mind those different micro markets, but I'll talk about that in just a minute. So if we look at your average price, it was $478,000 2017 at the end of August, and right now we're at $483. Now isn't that interesting that our prices have hardly moved? That's like 1%, which means it's hardly moved at all. Why? Look at our months of inventory, right? 4.1 to 5.4 is what we call a what? A balanced market. So prices really aren't going anywhere at all right now. But here's what's really interesting to me. I love micro markets because you can generalize about any market. I could generalize about the Canadian real estate market. I can generalize about Calgary. But every market is different. So a micro market could be detached, apartments attached, semi-detached, and row. They're micro markets. Another micro market could be a geographical area. So you might pick Southwest Calgary would be a market in and of itself, and you're going to have different months of inventory and different market, whether it's buyer or seller, because of your micro market. So back to the real estate board, 5.4 months. I gave you those numbers already. Look at detached. 927 sales, 4,400 listings, 4.8 months of inventory. So a little bit stronger, okay, than your general market. What about apartments? You can see 6.9 months of inventory. So where has this moved into? This is totally moved in to a buyer's market. Prices are probably falling in most condominium apartments right now. Now I'm sure really great condo buildings in great areas are still doing well, but other areas probably are doing worse than this. You can check out the months of inventory in any building if you want. Attached 6.3, semi-detached 6.4, and rows 6.2. So you can see your strongest market right now is obviously your detached market. So again, let's look at the prices, the average price, okay, of micro markets. So again, Calgary Real Estate Board, taking 56 days to sell an average at $483. Detached, $563 is the average price. 51 days to sell. You can see it's lower than the average because the market's a little bit stronger. Apartments, $294 is the average price, 71 days to sell, a little bit higher. You see attached, $394, 58, semi, $483, 56 to sell, and row, $324, and 60 days to sell. Generally speaking, you know what you got going on this year? Almost the same thing you had going on last year. Within reason, yes, sales are off a little bit, no question about that. Probably because of stress testing. We've had some bumps in interest rates. And in all fairness, we're probably going to see more of those as well. But bottom line is this. Since oil prices crashed, okay, you've been dealing with a much more balanced market. But I've heard people talk about, oh, like Calgary, the market's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible compared to a market that had $100 a barrel oil prices, because that market was just absolutely out of control. But you're actually in a very, very healthy market. It's a market where sellers don't have to rush, buyers don't have to rush, agents don't have to rush. You know, people can come out and negotiate themselves probably a very fair price for a house. If you've had a great listing that shows really well, it's probably going to sell relatively quickly. So don't get caught up in the drama about what people are talking about the market or stress testing or interest rates. Here's the deal, everybody. Every single month, there's people that are going to buy homes and there's people that are going to go sell homes. Your job's to go find them. That's what you do as a salesperson. Start marketing, find out who these people are, and take advantage of a very, very balanced market. And by the way, remember this, it's a beautiful life, everybody. Make it count.